notice of this meeting of the Township Council of the Township of Roxbury was given as required by the Open Public Meetings Act as follows. On December 31st, 2024, notice was emailed and faxed to the Daily Record, the Roxbury Ledger, the West Morris Reporter, and published in the Daily Record. Notice shall also remain posted throughout the year on the bulletin board in the main hallway of the municipal building.
Thank you. Roll call.
Councilwoman Albrecht. Here. Councilman Carey.
Here.
Deputy Mayor Crowley.
Here.
Councilman DiFilippo.
Here.
Councilman Hall.
Here.
Councilman Riley.
Here.
Mayor Patillo.
Item 4, presentation of awards, etc. There are none. Item 5, approval of minutes. Have a motion? So moved. Second. Any discussion on February 25th, 2025? Roll call.
Councilwoman Albrecht.
Yes.
Councilman Carey.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Crowley.
Yes.
Councilman DiFilippo.
Yes.
Councilman Hall.
Yes.
Councilman Riley.
Yes.
Mayor Patillo.
Yes. This brings us to our first public portion. Does anyone in the public wish to be heard on any topic, please come to the microphone, state your name and address for the record. Seeing none, I'll close public. Brings us to reports, council liaison representatives, council committee, new and old business. Councilman Hall.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just a couple things, and I'm sure Councilman DiFilippo will talk a little bit about this. The event at the library that they had, the Read Across America, was done very well again this year. And big congratulations to all those that put that together at the library. They did something that was really very nice. The other day I was asked to speak at Roxbury, and I couldn't make it because I had another event that was occurring early, but they said don't worry about it because they're there all night. So I wound up speaking at 12:30 in the morning. So after 25 years of sitting up here, I've never made a speech at 12:30 at night. It's very interesting, but very, very heartwarming set of circumstances. These kids, I would imagine there was probably 300, 400, 500 total that attended this. Raised $140,000. My understanding was mostly for pediatric cancer, and just an absolutely wonderful event. I can't say enough about the kids and what they were doing for this cause, and it was a pretty heartwarming event, folks. It really was. They give it, whoever put that whole thing together a lot of credit. It was a really nice event. And with that, I will turn it over, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Councilwoman Albrecht.
Thank you, Mayor. I had it last Saturday at Read Across America in the library, as Councilman Hall stated. And I also had the honor of reading at Kennedy School's Read Across America. And other than that, it was a pretty quiet week. I know my colleagues are going to report on the meeting from last night. So I'm done.
Thank you. Deputy Mayor Crowley.
Thank you, Mayor. The meeting last night, I referred to you, it was a great meeting. Also, the mayor and I attended the Daisy's group that wanted to talk about democracy and what we do up here. And hopefully we'll have them come in at some point. And tonight we had a traffic meeting. We talked about 2-3 weeks ago to have another traffic meeting. We had that. That's it, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Riley.
A couple Saturdays ago, I was honored to, along with yourself, show up for a ribbon cutting for Mama's Play, a new store over by Anthony's Bakery. It seems to be a high energy kind of place, so hopefully they do well. Speaking of Roxbury, Annabelle did attend that night, but she couldn't have heard her speech because she had to leave at 11 because they had robotics at 7 in the morning.
So you told her I was going to speak and told her to get out of there.
And just FYI, our robotics team was pretty good this year. It's not a placement type of situation, but they did well. And that's all I have.
Thank you. Councilman DiFilippo.
Thank you, Mayor. Again, I'm going to let you talk about, they're must have been 100 people in the room last night. People are desperate to find out what's going on at IE, and so I'm going to let the mayor take the lead on that, but with reserving the right to comment about what
Right,
the state did for us and what they did. Chief, I'm just going to put this here, but you can add it later. So, 2 Saturdays ago, right? 2 Saturdays? Time flies.
Yes.
There was this fabulous event at the library. You couldn't even get a parking space. There was Read Across America, and
Oh, God.
I just want to know that when you see these pictures, they're fabulous. The kids are absolutely mesmerized by the large pink woman in the middle. But in particular, Cat in the Hat. Every year, Cat in the Hat shows up. So there was just unbelievable amount of kids there. It was a wonderful event. These guys never fail to entertain the troops. So we got the library and the community. Thanks a lot for what you did, Chief. Super job.
Did that on the show and tell in 55 years.
With that, Mayor, I'm done. Thanks.
Thank you. Councilman Carey.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just wanted to reiterate how proud I am of our high schoolers that raised this season $143,055.13 toward pediatric cancer. You can't be more proud of a class of kids. And just wanted to reiterate the sentiments of how proud I am of our high schoolers. That's all I had this evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. I have 2 items, as other council members alluded to. We had a meeting last night where Roxbury invited the New Jersey Economic Development Authority to town to discuss grant and financial opportunities that they could provide to the businesses in our area that have been impacted by the Route 80 shutdown, due to the sinkhole and the traffic, the increased traffic that has occurred on our local streets. I think the EDA came and did an amazing job. They provided some good opportunities. It was very well attended, and I thought it was a successful meeting to get some information out to the businesses that they may not have known before. I'm happy to say that Roxbury was the first to do such a meeting. What was that? And we were on the news. News 12 did join the meeting, as long as Mike, our reporter in the corner, sent a proxy as well. But no, overall, it was a great meeting. I'm very proud of Roxbury to be out in the forefront of this, trying to help our businesses. They're being impacted and they're frustrated and they need support. The loss in revenue that I've heard personally from businesses could shut down a business. So there was some good conversation about next steps that we're looking to take. We had our Assemblywoman, Dawn Fantasia, join us, where she was able to support us as well. And we will continue to move forward and see what we can do to, 1, make sure that this gets fixed as quickly and safely as possible, and 2, see how we can continue to support these businesses that will need support. So, do you have anything else like that?
I just also, Senator Bucco sent a letter of support, and that was very welcome. In terms of the frustration, I don't want to dwell too much on this, but part of the frustration was, it was clear that the merchants that were there were not so much looking for low interest loans as they were looking for COVID-like relief where there is money grants that were given to make up the lost revenue. To a certain extent, they make an excellent point. Somebody needs to listen to this, all right? And so I think the people who left the meeting from the state heard loud and clear that what has to happen next is the state needs to be thinking about how do they address the lost revenue for these towns. And the only other point I want to make, Mayor, which came up again last night, was of all the municipalities that are affected and impacted by this public meeting that has ever been held where the public's been invited to talk about it. So, I think we can do a better job of communicating. This was a real need for more information in the room and not a lot of answers.
When you say we, you mean the state?
What's that?
When you say we, do you mean the state?
Do we need to do more? When it's the editorial we. The powers that be need to focus on what's going on with the merchants in all of the municipalities that are in there,
Perfect.
as you have already said.
Councilman, you good?
I'm done, thank you.
Deputy Mayor?
Going back to the lost revenue, a lot of these small businesses, really discussed how it was hurting them. I'm also wondering how it's hurting Roxbury municipality. And, I wonder, Mayor, if we could get, some traffic counts on Hillside and Eland, so that we can substantiate the extra traffic that we're getting. I believe that there's a lot of people getting off 206 and coming through town to stay away from Route 80. I don't know what that means. I don't know if that means they're gonna, make Eland Avenue not last as long in the paving. Certainly we have more traffic through there and stuff, but, I think it would benefit us to have some counts.
If one more car from Delaware beeps at me on Route 10, I swear.
I agree that we should be able to quantify, you know, the increase of what we're seeing on our local roads.
We don't know what, now that we're in a state of emergency, we don't really quite know what, at least I don't, what that really means, how that helps us or the businesses. We're trying to find that out. But any information that we can capture now, any data, is gonna be useful down the road.
Dovetailing off of that, we have our chief of police in the audience with us and township manager John. I'm wondering if we can reach out to the state police for additional support on our intersections on the weekends. It seems to be, you know, almost as bad on the weekends in our town, on 10 and 46 between the hours of noon and 6. See if we can get some additional support from the state police, and if not, perhaps, John, maybe you can reach out to the governor's chief of staff, Rob Fields, or deputy chief of staff, and see if there's any reimbursement if our officers have to go out there and do it.
I'll have that,
Because that's something you can look into.
I can look into it, I can get an answer tomorrow. I don't know if they'll be able to do it or not, but I'll find out.
I at least let's ask the question to see if we can get that
I know who to
additional support.
contact, so I will find out.
All right.
Please convey that we think they're doing a fantastic job.
Yeah, they're doing a great job.
Your department and the state and everybody working together, and most motorists are being understanding.
Absolutely. And so far, they've been very cooperative with any needs or suggestions that we had, and made those adjustments. I just haven't asked for something as big as 2 additional days, so we'll see how that goes.
All right.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you, Chief. Thank you, John. I do have one more quick success story. John sent a letter to the DOT 3 years ago, 2 years ago.
And it arrived.
His letter was in regards to the Drake U-turn at Cliffs and the geometry that needs to be reworked. And we received a response after some state representative assistance that they will investigate it. So that's it's a step. It's a step in the right direction. That's all I have. Thank you, Amy.
I have nothing, thank you.
Thank you.
Only for executive.
Thank you for giving us that warning, Mr. Bryce. John?
Nothing, thank you.
All right, thank you, everybody. Item 8, matters requested referred by council members, manager, attorney, or clerk, there are none. 9, introduction of proposed ordinance, there are none. Hearing and adoption of ordinances on second reading, there are none. 11, introduction and adoption of resolutions.
Mayor, can I please move 2025-069 to include 2025-070 through 2025-073?
74.
74, thank you.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Councilman Riley?
073 is the accepting of the bid for the dialysis center. Prior to closing, I'd like to make sure all the rents and everything are paid up. Anything current due. Those all.
Anything further? Amy, roll call?
Councilwoman Albrecht,
Yes.
Councilman Carey,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Crowley,
Yes.
Councilman DeFilippo,
Yes.
Councilman Hall,
Yes.
Councilman Riley,
Yes.
Mayor Patillo.
Yes. This brings us to item 12, personnel change, there are none. 13, communications, March 7th, 2025. Councilman Riley?
Just one notification, I already notified the planning board, but, AJ's Computer Services sent out a notice for their planning board hearing, said they were located on Route 46, they're in fact on Route 10, so they're gonna have to reissue.
All right. Anything else? All right, this brings us, are you good? You good? This brings us to our second public portion. Does anybody in the public wish to be heard on any topic? Please come to the microphone, state your name and address. I have one right in front of you, Mr. Cluster. Go ahead, sir. You're up. You're up. I was calling you first.
That's okay, that's all right, you can go.
All right, Mr. Cluster. Or state your name and address for the.
Go ahead, Bob.
Robert Costello. Quick question, I missed the last week's budget meeting, is the budget review completed now, and so we are having a meeting next week?
We will have a budget meeting next week, and we will determine next week if there's any additional needed.
There were a couple of big changes, if you like, I can go over those with you after the meeting.
We've never seen you before, sir. State your name and address.
Mike Mangano, Atlas Road and Landing, Memorial Day Parade Chairman. I do have a grand marshal for this year. It's not Mr. Kruska, we asked him, but he's fine. His name is Charles Argenzino, so I will be interviewing him. Argenzino, okay, sorry, yep. So I'll be interviewing him in the coming weeks, so I just want to let everybody know. And the VFW is very, very interested in having an expanded picnic at the Horseshoe Village. They really, really interested in that. So I'll be pursuing that a little bit further with other opportunities, other businesses in the area too, to see if they're willing to donate. So I'll be looking into that. Maybe I'll let you guys know. And thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
If there's something we can do.
Yes, we'll do. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Does anybody else in the public wish to be heard on any topic? Seeing none, I'll close public. As we heard, we do have an executive session, correct, Mr. Price?
That is correct, Mr. Mayor.
Yeah, the resolution would reflect it's gonna be affordable housing and negotiations and litigation, and it's also gonna be litigation regarding Rosenberg, Oprah.
Resolution of the Township Council of the Township of Roxbury in the County of Morris, New Jersey, authorizing conference of the Township Council with the public excluded, whereas it is deemed appropriate the Township Council discusses matters hereinafter mentioned without the presence of the public in accordance with provisions of RS 10:4-4B, being Section B of the Open Public Meetings Act. Now therefore be it resolved by the Township Council of the Township of Roxbury, matters related to contract negotiations, affordable housing, and litigation Rosenberg versus Roxbury Township shall be discussed by the Township Council without the presence of the public.
A motion?
I'll make a motion.
Second? All in favor? For anyone in the public who doesn't know, we're gonna go into executive. We will not be taking any action. We should be probably less than 15 minutes. When we come back, we don't anticipate any further action on it.